Hello, I am Magdalena Battles, Doctor of Academic and Clinical Psychology. Being a parent myself of 3 young children, I recognize that sometimes we are our own worst enemies when it comes to raising our kids. In my article titled Parents Are Their Own Worst Enemies, I address this issue of how good parents can become their own worst enemy because of several factors, including trying too hard, doing too much, and setting unrealistic expectations for our children and for ourselves. I want to provide you with some insights and tips on how to alter your behavior so you can parent happier by becoming your own supporter and encourager instead of the enemy. As parents, we get many mixed messages in all directions. We're told we should vaccinate, and then we're told we shouldn't. We're told we need to be involved in all aspects of our children's lives, and then in the same breath, we shouldn't be helicopter parents. There are so many contradictory views on parenting that even good parents begin to question whether they're making the right choices for their child and their family. Sometimes that questioning of our decisions leads to negative self-talk. This is the biggest factor in being your own worst enemy. The Parentist.com website explains that bad mom syndrome happens to many moms because they feel that others are judging them regarding their parenting choices, or they have unrealistic expectations set for themselves. They begin to feel that they're a bad mom, and thus negative self-talk becomes a regular self-defeating behavior. The first step to overcoming enemy number 1, your negative self-talk, is to become your own encourager through positive self-talk. If you are not abusing or neglecting your child, then start praising yourself for being a good parent who is involved, who cares deeply, and is trying hard. Give yourself grace when you do make parenting mistakes. We're all human, so mistakes happen. Learn from them and become better through those mistakes, which we will in turn call learning experiences. If you begin talking negative to yourself, stop. Reframe your thoughts to positive ones and speak to yourself as though you are your own personal cheerleader. Positive thoughts breed positive actions. If you're thinking negatively, the outcome cannot be positive. Number 2, the second way to become a more confident and positive parent is to reduce stress and fatigue in your own life. Parents are better parents when they are less stressed out. When we feel stressed out as parents, we sometimes take it out on the ones that are closest in proximity to us. One of the best ways to reduce stress and fatigue is to reduce activities that the family participates in. If your children are all going in different directions and to different activities every day of the week, you're doing too much. We as parents need downtime to reduce stress and the fatigue, and our children do as well. Commit to doing less and evaluating the true cost of activities. Are they enhancing your lives, or is it just another stressor? Burnout happens when you are doing too much. Don't get to the burnout before changing things. Assess things today in your calendar and weekly activities to determine if you all are being allowed downtime to decompress from life and all the busyness. Number 3, simply be present for your kids and let go of perfection. Allowing yourself and your children to be something other than the best can be empowering. It allows you to be present with your children and embrace them for their own uniqueness. It also allows you to accept your circumstances for what they are, which is likely not the best or perfect. Kids simply yearn for time and attention from their parents. Giving them you is much better than any material thing or experience. Make family memories in the everyday by being present. Sit down for family meals at the kitchen table on a regular basis. Play board games, cook together, or simply go on walks together. Live life connected and involved and allow any pressure to attain perfection fall by the wayside. You will be a happier and more confident parent, and in turn your children will be raised in a calmer, more supportive, and an accepting environment. Number 4, don't get pressured into taking bad advice. You will be bombarded daily by parenting advice from all angles. Sometimes that advice comes from family and friends. You can respect the person and thank them for their input, but it doesn't mean that you need to take their advice to heart. You get to decide what is best for your child and your family. Don't let pressure from outside sources bring down your confidence as a parent. If you're questioning a decision, do some research online. Look at science and fact-based articles to find the truth and direction you should take. Have confidence in your tough decisions because you know you have done your own research and you've not simply taken someone's opinion and run with it as your plan. Number 5, don't compare yourself to others. Don't get sucked into the comparison game. If you have friends that like to play that game, then maybe it's time you address that issue with them or created some distance. When you look at social media, remind yourself that what you are seeing is the highlight reel from your friends and family. They aren't airing all their dirty laundry and daily problems on social media. They are highlighting the good stuff. We all have icky stuff in our lives. You're not alone in whatever you may be dealing with. Comparing yourself to others is the fastest way to become dissatisfied with your own life and to think that your own children don't measure up in some way. Limit social media exposure if this is a problem for you. Also, when comparisons pop into your mind, replace them with positive thoughts regarding your life and your family. Like when you see that your friend's daughter has won the spelling bee for the 2nd year in a row, and you begin to feel like you have failed in some way because your child is terrible at spelling, just remind yourself that every child is special and unique, and they all have special gifts and talents. Think of the talents and skills that your child does have, and be sure to praise them for these things. Parenting is hard work, so take time for yourself. Be sure to schedule downtime for yourself so you can be refreshed and recharged on a regular basis. If you have a hobby, schedule it into your life so you can still be you. Just because you have children doesn't mean that you need to give up all that you enjoy in life. However, this doesn't mean letting your hobby take over and become the most important thing. Everything in moderation. A few hours a week is what most parents need to recharge themselves. Allowing time for your hobbies and taking care of yourself also allows for you to be more relaxed, less stressed out, and happier in the long run. If you would like to read more on my parenting tips and life lessons, head over to my author profile on lifehack.org.